Welcome back to Dan's Messy Garage. This is going to be part 22 of putting a 302 and a C4, C5 trans into a 67 Falcon. Yesterday I got the bell housing and I cleaned it up in the ultrasonic, got a lot of the crud off. Today I'm just taking a file, going over all the surfaces to make sure there's no corrosion or crud there. I'm going to do the same on this one. And I took a bolt and threaded it through all these holes. These two are for the starter. These other ones here are for like a inspection plate that I don't have. I have the template to make them though. So that's super low priority right now. But I got this cleaned up. Wanted to do that because, this thing's been bounced around and it had like nicks in it. And I don't want anything that's sticking up that's going to cock the trans on the engine or cock this mounting surface on the trans. So, but that should be good to go. Smart thing to do would be to do a test fit. Take my case, the C5 case, put the trans mount on it, put it on here, make sure this is going to fit in the car because I don't know if I'm going to have any issues with tunnel clearance because this bell housing is shaped different than what was in the car. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Clearance check. Now I just got to carry in the C5. It's heavier than you think because it's still got half the internals. They're held in with a snap ring, tail shaft and all that. Front pump. So now I got to flop it in on its belly. Slide it in and then force it up onto the jack. I don't know how much of that you're going to be able to see, but I'll attempt to record it. This is mainly to see if I have tunnel clearance. If that'll balance there. Looks like it is. Okay, it slid on a guide pin. Let's see if I can get a bolt in there. Not yet. Come back to this side. See what's going on here. I really do need to get it up on there so I can get a couple bolts in it. Because I got to raise the engine and the trans and get the cross member in the car. See, this cable's stopping me now. Get that out of the way. Test fit is done good enough. It's on the transmission mount. Cross member. And it looks like I have clearance to the tunnel. I can reach up kind of all around it. So it's going to fit. Now I get to pull it out of there. Change the flex plate, block plate, and start putting the trans together. I still need to take some of the stuff out of the other C4 over here. Need to take this lever off of here because that lines up with my shifter. And the seal, there's a brand new seal in here. Needs to go in the other trans. I'm going to see if I have another one though. If I have another one, then I won't bother trying to pull that out. Just wreck it. But got a lot of C4 stuff. Probably should try to sell some of it. I sure don't need it all. And let's see, 10:15. So that was like 45 minutes just to get the test fit. Now I get to undo it. Those are just steps you have to do, because it's easier to do it now to find out if I had clearance to the car or not for the bell housing. Because then you'd have to put it up there, find out where it's hitting, lower it, get a hammer, beat it in, beat the floor in, and put it back up there. I mean, it could go on for hours. But for now, for hours, I'm going to be putting the trans together and get it in the car for good. Got the trans back out from under the car. It's on the bench. I need to change this shift lever. I just pulled the shift lever from the other trans. So now I need to get this one out of here. Take the pan off. Okay. Pan's off. just held on with a 7/8 inch nut on the inside here. But you can't do it with the valve body in there. It's got a valve body's got to be out. So this is the perfect time to do this. Okay, now I get it tight. Okay, just like that. There's also a kick down lever that's got to go in there. There's going to be a couple seals out here. The neutral safety switch, harness, contraption, doohickey, this on here. Like that. I'll do that first. I'm going to get a washer to put on there before I can put this lever. Alright, got the washer on there. This went like this. Okay. So that stuff is on and ready. Got to check the progress on my thrust washer kit. All right, my thrust washer's scheduled to come today, but it's 1 o'clock and my mail doesn't come until, who knows, 3 to 6 or 7 o'clock. I'm going to put it together with the washers that I have. Got enough transmissions now that I have some washers laying around. Now I already slid in the assembly, the two clutches together, slide in as one group. They went right in. I put the band up here. I'm just following along the video again. Now I'm getting ready to put thrust washers in trans. Now this one here, this is the one that was broke when I took the C5 apart. I mean, not this one, like this was broke. So I'm just gonna take some assembly glue and glue it right into position. It goes on the front pump here. Like that. Let me put some oil, trans fluid, on the sealing rings that go on the pump and into the trans here. I already squirt some oil in there. I say oil, it's trans fluid, same thing. And I'm going to put the gasket in. Now this is the new gasket I put in the C4 recently. Just going to reuse it, put it in this one. I'm wiping it off to make sure there's no grit on it. Anything that'll stop it from sealing and cause a leak. Feels good. Pump surface is clean. Put it on here, make sure it lines up with all the holes. It does. So now the pump goes on. I got a couple long pins in the case to align this pump. So now you gotta kind of move everything around inside here to get this to go in there, those sealing rings. And I need to be able to turn some inner guts. All right, I think it's in. Yeah, okay, so that's in. I'll put some fluid on this new, supposedly new front seal. Take the bell housing, and slide it on there. Like they're in good shape. These are the ones that came out of this trans. Do them opposite. This be good enough for me to do a clearance check here. Do the clearance check. Move this back and forth. Like that. Check the clearance in that. Between the shell and the thrust washer. I get some feeler gauges. Okay, I measured the end play. Just the way the video said to do it. And it's got to have maximum of 42. 30 to 42. I got 45. So means I gotta change one of those washers. I gotta see what I have on hand. And I gotta actually have 3 of them. Okay. One that was in there was like 71. And I've got one here that's about 77. This one. About 74. Okay, so this one here might be what I need. Let me slide it in there and do another clearance check. Alright, I changed the shim or thrust bearing, bushing, washer, whatever it was or is. Now I need to pry these apart. Gotta reach in there with another screwdriver and move the thrust washer, because I have to measure the gap between the thrust washer and that sun shell. This here is about 34. Oh, a tiny bit loose. Let's see, I'm going to add a couple together. Slide them in there. Okay, that was loose. See what these are. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good, folks. Like about 38. Good. I can move on with the assembly. Video says to do air checks. Take air, put it in 5 places. Should hear clutches clunk. That one's working. This one. That one's working. The slot here should make this front band work. This hole here should make this reverse band work. It is. And this one should make a terrible noise. It makes the governor valves flutter. Everything's working as it should. So, now I can put the valve body in. Just have to get these 2 things lined up with the valve body. Make sure there's nothing on these surfaces. I got the little filter screen in there. I still need to torquelize these bolts. It was 28 to 40 foot-pounds, so I'll go like 38 or 40. I usually torque to the maximum allowable torquage, so I'll go like 40. Valve body. So this is going to drop down. I'm going to get stuff to line up here. Yeah, went around, and he said just hang on to your ratchet like this and get them about as tight as you can that way. And that's tight enough for these little 5/16 bolts. And they're all like that. The other ones are 3/8. And I did the same sort of kind of thing with this. And they're all set. Shifter works. Kick down works. Got to adjust the bands yet. And the C5 has a different band adjustment setting than the C4 on this front one. So I'm going to watch the video and find out what that is. Okay, C5 said run the bolt in 10 foot-pounds, which I did with my torque wrench. And then back it out 4 1/4 turns, lock it down. So I did that. All right, that concludes the assembly. I just watched the video to the end. The only thing I have to do is tighten up my oil cooler line, transcooler line fittings, put it in the car. I got the trans next to the car converter. I'm going to put a couple quarts of Type F in the converter first. I think what I'll do is get the trans up on the jack and then put the converter on. Set that on there so I don't get dirt inside there. Now I gotta crawl under and somehow get that trans up on the jack and get it in position to put in the car. Okay, we're gonna give this a try. Get the jack under here. Damn drain plug just keeps getting stuck on my my jack as it hangs down so far. I can't pick it up. All right, now I can try jacking it up. Okay, I have it on my alignment pins now. See, the problem is the top of the trans is hitting the engine. The bottom still has a gap, so the trans has got to come down in the back. I want to get a couple bolts in the top to hold it. Trans is in. Got the crossmember hooked up. Got the speedometer cable in the trans. Shifter thing is hooked up. My kick down lever is hooked up. Now I'm going to try to get the exhaust pipes on. Get this side on here first. around. Pipe, get the pipe up where I want it. Right about there. Now I do the same thing on this side. Then I can work on that other end. Up there somewhere. Okay, I gotta get up in here. Let's see this pipe. Got to go here in the bell housing right there. I don't know if it's going to fit. We're going to find out now, though. I'll do the same thing I did on the other side. Mark it. I'll find out where the cut is. Right there. I need that to come over to that line. Right about there. All right. Not hitting the floor anywhere. Okay, next I gotta put dry shaft in. Want to put dry shaft in before I put trans fluid in the trans. Otherwise, it's just gonna pour out the back of the trans. Getting close to the moment of truth. Gonna put a bunch of trans fluid in there. Then start it up, add more fluid, and see if it works. Think I have everything hooked up that needs to be hooked up. Might have to adjust my neutral safety switch. I just shoved it on a trans. In fact, let me find that out right now. Contact. Check the fluid. Maybe I'll be going for a ride pretty soon. Still needs more. Feels like I got all the gears. Check the fluid. Start to make a weird noise. I'm under the car. I think I found the noise problem. This shield, flex plate, black plate is rubbing on the flex plate. So it's aluminum. I just got to bend it away from there, and that should stop that noise. But I have to go up and get more transmission fluid before I can go for a ride. Yep, that was the noise. That black plate was rubbing on the flex plate. I bent it out of the way and everything's fine now. It's going to be the moment of truth. I know it needs fluid, but I need to find out if it's going to go in reverse or not. Here we go. Hey, we got reverse. What I'm going to do now, folks, I'm going to say this is the end of part 22. Putting a 302 and a C4, C5 into a 67 Falcon. Thank you for watching Dan's Messy Garage. Please stay tuned to my channel for future episodes and projects. Bye.